Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound, and while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So dear Dharma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand how this practice will help for you to develop a very tranquil state in very conventional life, and at the same time, how this practice will bring your spiritual development to you. Because that practicing meditation is not a kind of way that you head massage. It's more like you have to develop your critical analytical understanding without becoming a bias or debtor to your own inner practice. So when it comes to this journey, it is not you gain the result overnight. Why? Because we build up through this samsaric journey, and we build up through our habitual patterns. We came to this point because of our strong desires. So then right away, you can't overcome it. Maybe there are some people can do that. So you have to try your best. But still, if it doesn't happen that way, at least if you can develop a very clear flow inside you, and little by little, that flow start to take you forward. So in that way, if you look into you, when it comes to this practice, there are two methods that we have to be very carefully understand. So in the Western world, the most of times philosophy, religion, spiritual practice based with this outside informations, outside world, outside liberation, outside transformation, outside change. But when it comes to East, the Eastern culture, mainly the Buddha's teaching focused to your inner transformation, inner change, inner liberation, the inner world. What is this inner world? That is your form, feeling, perception, volition, and recognition. So mainly that is your consciousness, that is who you are in this very moment that exist in this condition. So in this condition that you know who you are and what are the things that are happening in you, there is a way that you can change it. So if you look into you very carefully and take a conscious decisions to change that, it can change overnight. But even though we take that conscious decision, what happens? Sometimes we forget it. Just imagine we take a very conscious decision and then suddenly we forget it. So this is the very key point that you have to tackle in your life, because you have enough wisdom within yourself. Sometimes to bring little change, maybe not the entire complete change. But what you know, sometimes you forget. Have you ever thought about it? Why you forget this? From where that come? Because that's mean, even though it's related to Dharma, even it related to your higher purpose, even it related to your better life, or even related to your change, or even it related to your liberation or the transformation, it change, it forget, because there is more higher current inside you. That higher current, what keep coming inside from us, because of our habitual pattern and our repetition of life. So then, if you put some effort to remember that whatever your higher purpose or higher goal or the will or wholesome actions, wholesome practice, ethical practice, or you hold it to the Dharma, and if you remember that again and again, again and again, so what will happen? The current that keep coming to overtake that moment start to become weaker. So this internal world so strong that this outside world. So that's why even this, everything may be very perfect in the outside world. At the right time, sunrise, and maybe it's a very more beautiful morning, and whatever the bird singing or whatever that you want to see outside through your window, maybe a little bit rain, or maybe a little bit breeze, wind, cold, and you can't complain about the weather, that everything perfect exactly you thought, and everything that will work around you perfectly. When you go to the bathroom, you open the tap, the water will come, and you squeeze the toothpaste and it come to your toothbrush, and you go to your coffee machine, it perfectly work, and the coffee is perfect that you think, and if you add some cream and sugar, it's going to be perfect for you, the mix. And sometimes that whatever you're sitting, it's going to be perfect. Your breakfast can be so perfect, balanced, and you take your nutrition and it's everything, so everything good for you. But still, when the mind is not balanced, that everything go crazy, everything and destroy. You can't see that anything, that everything will disappear. You can't see anymore that beauty. The very next day, maybe the condition of mind is not good, that the same thing happened like yesterday, but you never going to enjoy it or see it. So what does that mean? So the life, even though we are part of this outside world, the very life experience, always remember, it's come out of not what you know, it come out of basically what you feel. Your feelings so strong. You have to remember that that's bring the consciousness, that ignite the consciousness. So for the feelings, that the feelings, that there is a consciousness interfere to gain that feelings. And sometimes what you think and what you feel, two different things. what you believe and what you feel is two different things. So then sometimes more than what you believe, that what you feel going to become stronger. So then we neglected our this moment of feelings. And the feeling itself doesn't work only by material things, the physical things. The feelings always come. Of course, the body is necessary, the physical part is necessary, but it always depends on the condition of the mind. You can change all the feelings when you go into the depth of your mind and change your point of view. That is a totally different way of understanding and practice. Because most of time, we don't see that. We neglected that part. And we lost that ability to fix our mental condition. And we sometimes forget our point of view, and then we go with these outside situations. So inside world means that you deeply go into form, feeling, perception, volition, and recognition, and you have become very clear with it. Sometimes it takes practice, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes the will, it takes some energy. For outside things also same. There's nothing going to happen in your life just by itself. There is some kind of effort you have to put. But the thing is, effort, the will, the energy, the desire, intention, this all we have when we use. But the thing is, we use it for the wrong things, for the unprofitable things, rather than we say wrong, it's unprofitable. So if you look at your day and look yourself, that whatever the energy or the effort, the time you use, how much time that you use for unprofitable things. So in case if you are capable to merge with something profitable, what will happen out of that time? So then who can do that for you? You are the one who need to remember that. So developing this inside world is very necessary. So when you develop that inside world, what happens? In the very first level, you will recognize you. So in conventional life, we are more lost with informations, we lost in the outside world. We don't need anymore go to the forest or unknown state to get lost. We already can get lost in our phone, in the YouTube, computer, Facebook, Instagram. We can get lost watching TikToks. So that's everywhere now. So that getting lost means what? You forget who you are or where you are. And then you start to go into some kind of dream world or the magic show. And you kind of like into your own kind of like drama. And it itself kind of like you get lost in your own imagination. That is not new. It all the time happens in our mind. But sometimes from this outside things, we ignite that, we strengthen with that current. So today that is what happens. So then yourself, you are responsible to find you. Who is you? Who you are? Who is real you? What is this inside this skin? And what you look for, where are you going? What are you doing for? What you do this all? So first thing you have to find that. How you can come to that point? Because if you don't find that, you will keep going this. How far? There's no end. There is no time limit for that. There is no space limit for that. You will go eons by eons, planet to planet, through this entire universe. No one can measure it. That much is strong our will or our desires. So don't allow it to depend on outside. So bring it to yourself and start to have a journey inward, introspection. Start to look into you and question yourself. It's nothing wrong you question yourself rather than questioning others. It's nothing wrong you judge yourself with the conscious mind rather than judging other people with unconscious mind. It's nothing wrong you are argue with yourself with very conscious mind rather than you are arguing with others with unconscious mind. So that you have to bring it to you. Because if you develop that strength in you, you can't make that journey happen towards inside. It's very difficult. Look that when you go into the outside, the far away to the sky, other planets, you can have a very smooth journey if all the machines work properly. But look, how about when you start to go into the underground, when the people start to digging go into the ground, it is very messy, difficult, hard. Sometimes you hit the rocks, you can't pass it. And then you use the water and the heavy machines and, hours. Look, these people who work under the ground, it's always messy. It's not nice. But look, when you go to the space, very clean suit, nice, very look beautiful, But how about the people go into the ground? Muddy, dirty, So that's the same nature inside us also. When you start to go into you find this messy, the muddy, dirty life inside you. But it's worth for you. And it's worth for you. So because that, once you recognize that, you recognize real who you are. So on the very first level, it is very important to understand who you are. It is your own responsibility if you look for change. Why? Because without understanding, without recognizing, without finding real you can't move forward. Don't claim for success. Don't look for success. So don't look for development. Why? Because who knows that underneath you, if there is a monster, demon, then what will happen? You become very successful, rich, or the powerful, and then the very next day, the demon arises from you. So that's why you are responsible to know who you are. So then look into you. You have enough wisdom. You have enough the tools to work for that, and you have enough details for that. You have enough information to know who you are. But still, sometimes we forget that. We want to know, but sometimes we forget it. So then always remember yourself. Whatever, when it arises from you deeper inside you, look into you. And most of the time when you go through the suffering, so remember from today, if you look for some kind of peace, happiness, satisfaction, or development in your spiritual life, one thing, if you suffer because of any reason, maybe you can reasoning with this outside thing. But if you are suffering because of something, your personal life, your economy, your work, and your outside social life, your family life, so whatever, If you suffer because of something, you are responsible for that. So take it to you. Don't look reason from outside. You are the one who is responsible for that suffering. That is the beginning of wisdom. That is the end of the suffering. Otherwise, if you keep thinking, oh, I suffer because of this, that, you're going to suffer. More suffer. But when the day you understand, oh, I am suffering, I go through this pain, it's because of me, that is the day you start a new journey to end your suffering. So the first thing, you realize, you recognize who you are. And the next step, once you recognize, what will happen? That recognition will take you to a point to release you from who you are. So that is where you get out of your self-centered, egocentric mind. See, the very first level you have to recognize, and you have to go into, and you have to realize who you are. And after you realize, rather than hold it to that, rather than grasping, clinging, depending on that understanding, you have to release who you are. How it happens? Because you understand that whatever arising in this mind, it is not you. And it all change if you don't hold it to it. It arises with because of necessary conditions, and not because of your personal reason. It arises because of there are certain conditions for that. That's why it arises, and when the conditions disappear, it will disappear. So then you don't keep a ownership to your feelings. You don't keep ownership to your thoughts. You don't keep ownership to your hurt. So that is itself a transformation from you. So that is very necessary, because otherwise, most of the time what we do, we say, you hurt my feeling. I get hurt. I am so tired. I am suffering. I need liberation. I need to get out of this. This is enough for me. So like that, people use this always, the self-centered experience, as a kind of like a permanent, concrete, unchangeable experience. But once you realize properly who you are and how this happened, what is happening inside you, it gives a clarity, understanding, and the strength to see and recognize this change. So then the very first level, you realize who you are, and the next level, you release who you are. You don't keep any ownership to your feelings. You recognize feeling as feelings. It's not your feelings. You recognize hurt as hurt, not as your hurt. You recognize the joy as not joy. It's not your joy. You recognize sadness as sadness. It arises because of necessary cause and conditions. It's not because of your. So like that, you may experience the same, but you go more deeper into that bottom level of experience, and rather than holding, grasping, clinging, or developing self-centered view on the top of your feelings, you start to detach, withdraw, divorce from your own inner feelings. Once you have that, now you are capable to experience anything in this world. That is where you gain the kind of like equanimity. Not grasping, not releasing. but still you are experiencing. It's kind of like a realizing, releasing, realizing, releasing, without keeping ownership to you. Without bringing the idea of I am to the middle, you can experience and you can release. Just do, you can do it for anything. But at the same time, you can bring the I am to that. And so it's a very tiny shift that happens when you recognize that. As example, you can drink the water, you can use this cup as a cup. It's not belong to you. It's not kind of like my cup. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing going to change. It's not going to become a more bigger cup because you don't think it is not your cup. It's going to be the same. And then maybe someone else can use it. But how about you start to, if this is my cup, what will happen? The cup going to be the same. And then again and again and again and again, inside you, you start to hold it this. And in case it's broken, and you get mad, sad, disappointed. Why? Because it's my cup. So like that, the mainly not about the outside world, but out of your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, whatever the perception come to you, that you experience things as form, feeling, perception, volition, and recognition. These 5 things always. Form is not my form. The form arises according to necessary cause and conditions. Feelings arise according to the necessary cause and condition. Perception arise according to the necessary cause and condition. Volition arise according to the necessary cause and conditions. The consciousness arise according to the necessary cause and conditions. If you are capable to recognize that, and moment by moment, what you experience, for that experience you don't keep ownership. So that conventionally, only practice point of view, it helps you to understand for a little bit, but when it comes through your own inner practice, by going deeper into and releasing yourself as who you are, and giving you opportunity to experience everything as something new. So if you are capable, so the very first thing you have to recognize, and then once that recognize, it will help you to release that. So that releasing your own inner feelings will help you to become a very brand new person to your next moment. You can do it. Why you can't do that? Because you are a heap of feelings, bunch of feelings you carry. You have the memory and you have the habit with the feelings, that with that feelings you move forward. So because of that, what happens? The newness you can't experience. Then every day it becomes a struggle. But once you release that who you are, so your inner feelings, in a moment of experience, you become new to the next moment. So in that very moment, you experience the newness. That is where you gain the total clarity. In another way, we call the direct perception, sati sampajanya. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, perception itself bring the wisdom to yourself to know things as it is, without bringing your memory and trying to understand or trying to compare it to your moment of experience, or the perception itself bring the understanding. So that is a kind of like a place that you can develop in the conventional life, and still you can have this life like this. But your inner the deeper the very mechanism of your mind and heart and the body, brain, you can name what, that everything start to tune to different level of vibration. So then little by little, you upgrade yourself, tune yourself, uplift yourself to that and channel that level of you. So by the time you will see, your journey will happen without holding the memory. And always you are capable to experience the newness. So you live your life as a new person and you end your life as a new person. That is where there is no beginning going to come to you. There is no any new birth going to happen because there's no reason. Because when you die as a new person, that's it. But the problem, our memory bring us and tangle inside us. We die most of time as a very old people. We die with the history. That history brings us back. So then remember this. In the moment you realize yourself, that is the moment you release from you, and that is where you bring your newness to your moment of experience. It's a deeper inside practice and inside mechanism. You change completely that whatever happened, and you give opportunity yourself to experience something new, whatever in front of you. So with that, we're going to practice a little bit now. So bring your attention in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And remember that you are observing inhalation, exhalation, and you are focused to the sensation of the breathing and without doing anything. So don't try to inhale or exhale. Don't bring your effort to it. Just be completely neutral, but 100% keep the attention. And then the next step you have to remember. So you observe the breathing, that is not enough for you. You have to see the very condition of the mind. Also, the observer and what is its behavior. And again, if the mind go here and there, you bring it back. If the mind become cloudy, dark, lethargic, lazy, sleepy, again and again, you brush up your mind and make it more sharp and clear with the energy and the effort. So in that way, you are capable to experience deeply your moment of reality, what you experience right now, right here. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. So now allow it to happen itself through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. So bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. Your backward, your left side, your right side, downward and upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chamni sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Imaya dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi. Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.